Since I've been home, I've had a lot of people come up to me and they say things like, "You're so happy," and "Man, your energy's so good," and "You're such an inspiration." And I think to myself, like, yeah, all of the above. Like, I am happy, I am so good, and I am an inspiration. Like, look where I came from. I was drunk all the time. I was on drugs. I chased women. I used women as drugs. I was a fucking mess. I hated my family. I hated myself. Every time I got close to somebody, I would destroy the relationship one way or another, or I would sabotage myself in some way. And this was my life. This is how I lived. I didn't have a home. I would move from boat to boat, to people's couch to people's couch, and I would wear out my welcome. One way or another, I would destroy that relationship, and then I'd move to the next place and the next place. And I was in hell. Like, I was in total hell. I was alone. I had, luckily, I had three solid friends that stuck with me like the whole time. And I don't know why, to be honest, but they did. And I'm so grateful for them. And I went to Peru and worked on a bunch of shit. And when people ask me, you know, how are you so happy? Well, I'm happy because I fucking worked for it. I spent the last 4 years of my life reworking my perceptions, my beliefs, opening my heart, looking at my demons, facing my demons. And I battled. I fought for it. I didn't just have stuff come up and like, oh, it was kind of scary or this is kind of hard and just quit. Like, you got to work for your happiness. Like, people are so engraved, and not everybody, but everybody, a lot of people are so unhappy, and they're in such paradox and cognitive dissonance. And I mean, you see the world that we live in, like, people are just unhappy, and there's really no reason for it. Like, life is good. Life is a miracle. People get upset because their iPhones broke or the internet goes out. Like 200 years ago, you had to survive. Like, there is no survival now. And we complain and we bitch and nothing's ever good enough when it's a miracle that we're even here. It's a miracle that you are you. It's a miracle, like one choice different in your life and you wouldn't be who you are now. One choice different in your great 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 grandfather's life and you wouldn't even be here. So it's all perspective, and it's all you choose. It's what you choose to see in the world. Do you choose to see the world as this horrible place, or do you choose to see the world as something miraculous, something magical? And this is how I choose to see the world. That it's amazing, and I have gratitude, and I have real gratitude. It's not just something I post on Facebook. When I first got back to Maine, I looked at this maple leaf, and it was a little baby red maple leaf. And that thing was so beautiful to me that it made me cry. And I was just so grateful of the beauty in the world. And just thinking of how big my family is now. Like, I have a 50-person family at least. From people I've met in Peru, from old friends and everything, that know me in and out. And they know everything about me. And I know they love me. And they know I love them. And I stay connected with them. And I only let people in my life that want to share that connection. Not people in my life that want to be victims and be victims of their life and victims of this and victim of that. Like, I played the victim and it got me nowhere. I'm no victim. Everything in my life is my choice because I'm powerful. I choose not to be a victim. I choose not to let situations that are in my life determine how I feel. I'm in control of my emotions. Not 100%, but probably 85, 90%. Before, my emotions used to take me for a ride my whole life. And everybody, I think, can relate to this. Things happen in your life, bad things, quote unquote bad things, and they bring you down. And so you're down a little bit. Then something great happens, like you get laid, or you get the woman of your dreams, or the man of your dreams, and it boosts you back up. And then all of a sudden it fades away. And then you back down again. And then you get a new job, and you get tons of money from your new job. And then you're back up again. And you're just riding this roller coaster. And it sucks, to be honest. It's boring. It's a shitty way to live, and I don't live that way anymore. Like, I stay consistently happy 85, 90% of the time, and then the other 15 to 10%, I can get out of. I get a little down, I take action. And some of the actions I take are so simple. As simple as, have I shaved my face? Is my room like super tidy or spotless? Have I been eating well? Have I been exercising? Have I been taking care of myself? Have I been connecting with other people? And like real connections, like really, really heartfelt connections, not like going to the bar and having drinks, like calling family and then asking for help, being vulnerable. If I'm struggling with something, like we all think we have to do this alone and that we can't ask for help, that if we ask for help, we're weak. Well, we're weak when we don't ask for help because we're fucked inside. That's when we're weak. I want to be a little fucked inside and just ask somebody what they think and get their opinion and try to figure it out. That makes me strong. Not sitting with it, acting like a tough guy. That's one of my biggest superpowers now is being vulnerable, and it's helped me feel. It's helped me advance. I advance so much faster now just by asking for help. I have so many people in my life, so many valuable people in my life, and they have great advice. And so instead of just sitting with something and trying to pretend that I know everything, like I listen and I advance so much faster now. I listen and I take advice, and it's okay if it's the wrong advice. Like, big deal, you know? Like, you try, it doesn't work, you try something else. But at least I'm trying something. At least I'm making choices. And that's the thing. Like, who am I? It's like an age old question, right? Well, I am who I choose to be. And it's just as simple as that, you know? But it's too simple to be true, right? But it's true. Like, I'm living proof. I've programmed myself to be who I choose to be. And I'm living proof. Like, I do it every day. And I'm continually evolving and switching out things that aren't working for me. You know, I'll try one thing and it doesn't serve my happiness. So I try another thing and I choose something different and I choose something different. And I've done that so many times now that I've put together an atom that's pretty spectacular and evolving faster and faster. This last year for me has been spectacular. It's been magical. I've really blown my feelings wide open up to a point where my body it's impossible for me to shut them down. And this is coming from a guy who's been numb and feelingless his whole life, you know, since I was a little boy, you know. And on the subject of little boys, you know, it's when we say love our inner child, like I do, because that little boy is a part of me. You know, it's not just some abstract. It's not a picture I look at and be like, oh yeah, I love that little boy. Like, no, like we're all just little boys and little girls trying to pretend that we know what's really going on in the world, but we really don't, you know? So every time these voices come in and they start beating me down, I just picture my little boy and I say to myself, is this how I would talk to my little boy? If I had a son, is this how I would talk to him? If I made a mistake, or if he made a mistake rather, and he was over in the corner just saying, "Oh, I'm so stupid," and like, "I should have never tried that," and "I'm no good." Would I confirm him? Would I be like, "Yeah, you're right," or would I be like, "Hey, man, like, it's no big deal. Come give me a hug, bro," you know? And that's my inner dialogue with myself. You know, that's the way I talk to my little boy. And every time the whip comes out and I start whipping myself, I just say, man, like, enough of that shit. Like, it's all good. It's all good. I love you. You know? And that's made such a big difference. And it also goes to, we say love our inner children, but it also goes to loving the 10-year-old Adam and the awkward 15-year-old Adam and the druggy 22-year-old Adam and the druggy out of control 32-year-old Adam. You know, like all those people are me. All those personas, they're all me, and I have compassion for all those guys. You know, and if I had known better at 21, I would have made better choices, but I just didn't. But now I do know better, and when I get new information, you know, I analyze it and I take it. If it serves my happiness, I use it. If it doesn't, it goes in the junk file. It's just as simple as that. All these videos that you're seeing me post, I know you've probably seen me a lot on social media lately. It's all practice, and I'm practicing for a bunch of different reasons. I'm doing these do-it-yourself videos. I'm going to start a business here pretty soon, but this is also important to me. Putting myself out there, and what this does is it allows me to solidify and get clarity on all my thoughts, because I have so much stuff going on upstairs right now, and about my whole process. And so much happened over the last 4 years, and so much has happened over the last 37. So many lessons, and I want to get these lessons out, but sometimes they just all blend together. So this is like a step forward into getting clarity, and being able to transmit clarity as well. And that's super important for me. And I know I'm going to get there. And this is how you do it. You start step by step. Like it's a big mountain that I've looked at once, as a friend of mine and a mentor and a teacher once told me. And you look at the mountain once, and you take it step by step. And that's how you get shit done. And this is one of the steps. And that's practicing. It's also getting myself out there a little bit, and like having the courage to talk about this stuff, and about myself, and not worry about being judged and all the things that come with it. But the good thing is I don't give a shit, and this is just for me, to be honest. So yeah, I'll get there. Practice makes perfect. That's it for tonight.